What's up, YouTube? So let me greet you guys and say Happy New Year. So as black people in this country, just all across the world right now, is that we have to start cultivating that spirit of understanding this planet. We have to start cultivating that spirit of understanding our environment, understanding our planet, understanding how God really, how he works, how he made us to work, how he made us to relate to this planet. Everything in this planet right now is a faulty mentality because it is under the leadership of a faulty race. White people were not meant to rule a planet. They weren't meant to rule a country, how much more a planet. And right now, planet Earth is being run by white people. It is what it is. It's just where we're at right now in time. And now it's not a coincidence. If you want to see, if there's a problem going on in a household, you don't look at the kids in the household to see why this household is crumbling. You look at the people that are supposed to be leading the household to understand why the household is not running accordingly, because that's the whole point of leadership. So now white people have taken it upon themselves to say that they are Earth's rightful rulers down there. You know, America the Great. A whole nother video for you can't even claim to be great if everything you have was not even yours. If everything you have was stolen, how can you claim to be great? So we have to look at this world through the bigger picture. The bigger picture on Earth is we are all one, and who's really the superpower on Earth right now that technically is running the Earth? It is white people. So now you have to look at, okay, planet Earth is in a very dire situation. It's in the worst it's ever been. Why? Because it's under wrong and faulty leadership. That's just how common sense rolls. There's been books, so if you don't even want to take my word, you go do your research. If you're in an army and the little young cadets are the ones fucking up, are the cadets the one at fault, or is it not the general or the whatever the terms for these positions are, or the one that's supposed to be in charge of these cadets that would be the one being reprimanded for, hey, why is your unit not in order? So if on planet Earth, the superpower that's running Earth right now, and now Earth is in chaos, yeah, you kind of have to look at the leadership on planet Earth. And when you see who is leading planet Earth, and you realize, oh, it's people who are not supposed to be leading Earth. So you can't be surprised when the planet is in turmoil, because these are people who don't know how to think according to how this planet was supposed to run. God didn't put that in their seed. So that level of knowledge and wisdom does not flow through them. So you put them in that leadership power, they're steering this car off the bridge because they don't know how to drive this whip. So now, as the actual Earth's rightful rulers, black people, in a very vegetative state, in a very sleepy, comatose state, you got to start, we have to start waking up that energy, start waking up our truths. Now, part of establishing a faulty leadership is that you have to suppress and kill the actual leadership. You have to suppress that mind of real leadership. And now this whole world is indoctrinated with a bunch of false ideologies, false concept, false teachings, false rulings, just everything is false. Everything is made up on planet Earth right now because the people ruling it, they don't have the answers. They don't have the keys. So they basically just made up this little world that works for people to get by. But you do that for so long, and now planet Earth is in the situation that it's in. Every time people fuck up, Earth takes a hit. Whether it's the actual damage being done to Earth by the citizens of Earth, or whether it is God having to come and right this wrong. He has come with floods. He has come and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. He has come and destroyed Egypt. He has, it's either Earth takes a hit when we fuck up. It takes a hit whether God has to come and just whoosh, get out the way to the people that are not supposed to be in that seat, or it takes a hit, which is kind of where we're at right now, with just planet Earth is tearing up, animals are dying off, just the greenery of life, which is just nature, is dying off. People don't even appreciate these kind of things anymore. People don't appreciate these God elements on planet Earth anymore, which is what our planet is about, which is what we are about. We are Earth creatures. We are from this Earth. Now, the rulers of this planet, the people running planet Earth and how it's moving today, everything is counter nature. Everything is artificial. Everything is not natural, which is artificial, but everything is just is counterproductive to the human life. So all this, so even just to keep us in that state of being counterproductive to human life, it didn't start yesterday. It didn't start last week. This has been going on for years and years and years and centuries and centuries. And we're just now in the place where we don't even know where half the things we listen to have come from. We don't know where a lot of the principles we believe in originated. But these are all false ideologies that have been started for a certain reason. Either way, it's to throw Earth's rightful rulers, like the people that actually are supposed to be running Earth, you put them on this false rhythm, false regimen. It throws their leadership abilities off. It throws their spirit off. Like I said, we are Earth creatures. We run according to this planet. So if everything on this planet is now set to be counterproductive to nature, counterproductive to life, we as God's people supposed to be ruling this Earth, we cannot thrive in a false environment, which is what the people ruling this planet right now have made sure that they have to keep us in this state of artificiality. I know that's not a word, but it's my word and it works. They have to keep us in that state of not connecting to like what's right, of not connecting to God's laws, of not connecting to how Earth really is supposed to run. So part of that false ideology, part of that false teaching is this teaching and this concept of the new year begins in January, when all you have to do is look out into the world to even know that this is false. Because in January, life is still going. When does new life, which is what a new year symbolizes, when does a new life begin? When you look outside, that's springtime. Spring is when you look out and you see the trees coming back out to life. Your plants are coming back out. Your grass is getting green again, that fresh green. I mean, that's when you see your bugs coming out again. You see the insects now thriving. They thriving. This is the new year, according to God. Now it's new. This is fresh life beginning. How is it a new year in the middle of winter? Not even in the middle of January is like the coldest month of the year. So that's like you're deep in the middle of a season. So how is that a new year? So it's these little ways that we don't even notice or we don't even think about that really has a huge effect on us. And that's why white people have been effective in keeping power. Because one thing, you have to understand how Earth runs. Earth is a vibrational planet. We run on energy as God's people, as God's creation, not even just Earth. All of God's creation runs on energy. Words are energy. Thoughts are energy. Ideologies are energy. Like these are principles are energy. So if you keep us on a wrong vibration by believing in these faulty principles, you believe January is a new year. You're believing in a wrong way of life. So if you're believing in a wrong way of life, and it's not just to believe it, no, people really do believe. You set New Year's resolutions. You're partying hard on New Year's because your belief is in it. Your faith is in it. Your mind, your spirit is attached to that feeling, and every feeling carries an energy with it. So when you're believing in this faulty principle, you are in a sense taking that energy on yourself. When you take on a false energy on yourself, your actual self cannot thrive because this is not your environment. So when you believe in false things, you will not thrive the way you're supposed to. Because like I said, ideas are energy. You are an energy wavelength. You are an energy like frequency. And you have to, in order for your life to thrive, you have to vibrate in an environment that correlates to your energy. So as Black people, when you're operating in this world that everything is false, and not just false, it's intentionally false. That's the key thing. It's intentionally false. White people know more about you, Black people, and I'm talking about the white people that's really running this world. They know, and honest, sure, America ain't no joke, just white people in general. They know more about you, Black people, than you know about yourselves. They know more about your planet, our planet, than we know of our planet. That's insane. That's how white people have been able to keep power in their freaking race for as long as they have. Not because they are powerful people, because you look and Jesus, it's obvious that they are not the most powerful ones in the room. So you have to know that there's other things working in them. They're not the smartest in the room. They're not the strongest in the room. They're not even the prettiest in their room. They're just like literally plain Janes. But yet somehow these simple, ordinary creations are running the world. You have to know that there's more to that story. And the only way that they are able to achieve this grip on power that they have is by making sure the people who really have power on this planet don't ever realize it. They have to make sure they don't ever come in contact with that kind of environment that would be conducive to their power coming out, which is why they have to reinforce the lie. They have to. January is not a new year. January, you are smack dab in the middle of the winter season. Nothing is sprouting during winter. Nothing is thriving during winter. Everything is dormant or hibernating or just staying out of the cold. Nothing happens brand new in January. When you go outside, the only time that new stuff is happening is in spring. The leaves are coming out. This is like sometimes the truth is so easy. It's just we're so blinded by this world that you don't even see it. But you really just go outside, my God. Now your trees are coming back to life. Why? Because it's a new year. It's a new season. And you can go through seasons, but this is the actual season that new birth comes out. So that is a new year. You go through summer season. It's not new things coming out. Maybe you have some summer plants and some summer fruits, but that's because the tree has already started coming alive in spring. So now come end of summer, the fruits can fall before it goes back into dormancy or back into hibernation for winter. Everything is fleeing because it's cold now. Things are now reclusing to themselves, gonna go tuck away for the season. And now when the new year comes back, they'll come back out. So as Black people, we have to start getting back towards our actual culture. We have to start getting back to our actual truths. We have to start getting back to our wisdom, because this is what it's going to take to actually really make a change. You can fight with America all you want, but if you never do it from your true authentic energy, from your true authentic self, you will never really accomplish the kind of freedom that you really do need in this country as Black people. Just not even in this country, in this world as Black people. We cannot win any fight coming from a false place. We cannot win any battle coming from a place that is not our own. We're just not winning any. We cannot win any fight coming from a false place. We cannot win any battle in America, coming from coming from an unauthentic place. Might as well pack up your bags, go home from your riots, go home from your sign holding. There's no battle Black people would win until we come from a real African mind. We come from that real God mind, which is who we are. And part of that is now we have to get back to who we really are. And back to who we are mentally, back to who we are spiritually above all, back to who we are spiritually, because everything comes from our spirit. So we have to get back, we have to start lining ourselves up again to our actual spiritual power. We have to start lining ourselves back up to our actual truth, our actual way of life. Right now we're living on this artificial system that white people have put us on. But we have to start getting back to know what's our actual way of life. And that begins with knowing the truths of this world. Go outside and look for yourself. A new year is not going to come in the middle of a season. A new year is not just because we're in January. Who put us on that clock? The same way, who said Sunday is the holy day? No, it's really supposed to be Saturday, but that's a different video. For now, I just want to talk about the new year. A new year is not going to come in the middle of a season. January, you are smack dab in the middle of winter. That's the coldest time of the year. How is that a new year? There's nothing new going on. Not until you get to spring, and then you see new life coming out. You see new Everything is coming back out. Why? Because it's a new life. It's a new season. So it's like black people, we have to start getting back to our truth if we actually do want to see an actual change in this world. Because everything is set up to be against us. Everything. That's because we're super powerful. So it's a blessing. But you still got to know how to get your power back. We can say we're powerful all day long. But if we have no power, like, dude, we're talking fluffy air. We know we're powerful. We know we're great, blah, blah, blah. But where is that power? Where is that strength? Just because we have it in us, no, we still have to go down and dig deep. We still have to go and get it. We still have to summon this power out. We still have to learn this wisdom. We can't just get comfortable saying, oh, we're black and we're great. Oh, black is so strong. Black and beautiful. Black and great. I mean, just God is black, so power. Even God looking like, I give it like, what power? Because yeah, you guys have power, but you're not using any of it. You just keep listening to what these white people keep telling you. And everything they keep telling us as black people is only going to be against us. Because if they told us any truth, we are going to overthrow them. Why would they want to do that? I mean, who has power and just wants the power to leave them? So and this isn't even white people doing whatever they do. They're doing what they can, what they know, that's on them. But we as black people have to do what we have to do. They are doing what they have to do. Every race is doing what they have to do. We black people have to do what we have to do without fear. We have to stop being scared of how this one would take it or how that one would take it. We have to stop being scared to stand up for ourselves. Look at what white people did to get this whole country. They had no fear of killing, of stealing, of raping, of molesting. They had no fear of doing nothing to get what they felt they had to do. To get what they felt they had to get. They did whatever they had to do. No remorse. No, they did what they felt they had to do. Without a care for what anybody else thought. Why can't black people do the same? You don't have to, I'm not saying do the same actions. And we are not a race of rapists and child molesters. Sorry. We're not going to, no. We're not walking off to nobody's land and raping all of them in their land and stealing all the people. We're not about to eat all the children in the land and tear their bodies up. And we're not going to do what white people did to establish America. But we need to do what is in us as God's people. We need to do what's in us as having that power of God in us. God is a savage too. Devil think he the only one savage. God is the worst kind of savage. Now white people got their savage energy and that's on them. Black people, we have to tap into our savage energy. Because if we think God is just this soft guy and anybody can punk him, no, we belong to God. And there's nothing and nobody stronger than that God force. So as God people, white people had no fear tapping into their savage energy. And with that savage energy, they have punked the whole world into submission. So now as black people, the only way we are coming up out of that punking, we need to tap into our savage energy. That's going to be able to pull us out of this. And allow us to stand on our own 2 feet. Without needing white people for everything. White people got their savage energy. Cool for them. Black people, we have our savage energy that we need to tap into.